This is the Tribe on 99 FM.
Tribe on 99 FM.
Welcome, Black Vulcanite, back to the Tribe. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for making time out.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for having
so
us,
much,
man.
man.
Thank you to
We
Amber
love
for
Black
having the
Vulcanite,
show,
guys.
yo.
No,
Thank
we're
you.
crazy.
Appreciate
Thank
like
you.
that.
Appreciate it.
So
Appreciate
where's Mark? Where's Mark at? I mean,
He's right here.
Where's Nikolai? Where's Nikolai? Where's Nikolai? Where's
Nikolai unfortunately could not be with us today. He is in China studying for his
MBA.
Whoa.
at the moment.
That's right.
He left like real recently, so we're actually trying to drop the album before he bounced, but unfortunately time constraints, man.
Time. But of course he'll be back.
He will be
on
back,
the
of
hype.
course,
He's
of course.
He's pushing it that side as
He
well.
is
I'm
indeed,
sure, no
he is
doubt.
for the Asian market, no doubt.
That's what it is. Black Vulcanite, probably the most precious thing that we have recently sent of one of
Wow.
our best cultural exports of the land of the brave. No, seriously, when it comes to a universal language like hip hop, you guys have got this right.
Thank you.
The last time we spoke, you guys were just dropping your EP. There was a couple of videos coming out, but now it's like a brand new season. Let's talk about what y'all been up to in the last year and a half. Say for instance, plus minus, since the award.
You want to start them off, Ali?
Basically, we've just been in the studio trying to complete our very first studio album called Black Colonialists. Working hard, man. Really
Yeah.
just working hard. We traveled to Cape Town to shoot a couple videos, or one video actually for our first single. I'm not too sure how far that is, but once it's done, we'll let you guys know.
Definitely
for sure.
coming through soon. Let's talk about the work that goes into this.
Goodness.
How long ago did you release the EP? How long ago was that?
Wow.
A year,
2 years?
a year and a half, 2 years ago,
2
I think,
years
maybe,
ago,
yeah.
plus
Yeah.
minus.
Was it 2 years?
DK,
3 years?
maybe.
3 years? Maybe, you know.
Maybe 3 years.
Maybe
what?
3. Let's just say
DK's
3.
face is like, no,
3
guys.
years.
About 3 years.
Maybe
So
more.
Yeah.
Maybe more,
all
yeah.
along
3
during those
years.
3
I'll have it pegged at 3
3
years.
years. All along during those 3 years, you guys have been working on this studio album, and this is the first studio album.
Yeah.
Creative process. Let's start there. What goes into a BV masterpiece?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, usually we start off with like thinking about. Well, this one was really easy. I think maybe our future projects will be a lot harder because first we start like with sort of a unifying theme so that everyone writes, you see, with the same feeling. Kind of, we decided like what do we want to project? You know, what's the main message for this album? And like I said, for this album it was a lot easier because we decided quite early on that we wanted to take everything that was good about BV on our sophomore EP thing and just amplify those aspects like Afrofuturism, Black consciousness, hip hop, conscious hip hop, poetry, all them thing. And and so after that we reach out to producers, people send us beats, and then everyone sort of just like gives their take. DK would jump in and say, okay, like this is the kind of song we want to write here. Then we co-write and we also write independently.
Did you guys exclusively work with Namibian producers for this one, or did you also branch out into other African markets, maybe South Africa, Cape Town?
Not exclusively, but we made it a point to get a lot more Namibian producers on board because we felt like it's our responsibility to actually help people get out there as much as we want to get out there ourselves.
And you could find producers that match your style?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
Namibia's got some top producers, man. It's just, you know, a lot of people don't think that we have that kind of musical ability, but we do. We do. Most definitely.
So you guys have branched out into Cape Town especially.
Yeah.
And we know we've also seen the love that Cape Town gives you.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Was it just a matter of a couple of performances, a few music videos, a little touch base here with a producer or two, and then CT loves us? Or did you have to put some work in there? Did you have to go and see, record labels? Or there was a time when you were signed to a South African record label.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Cape Town was where we started, actually.
Yeah,
as
basically,
BV.
I mean,
And it hurts to hear you say that because,
Well,
but
I mean,
circumstances.
like we formed the group in Nam, obviously, because we all lived in Namibia.
Yeah.
But I mean, the hype and everything, you know, the momentum really started down in Cape Town. I mean, Cape Town is really a city that's passionate about hip-hop and hip-hop culture and urban youth culture. So, I mean, it was a lot easier for us, I think, to really capture that market. And I feel like once we captured that market, the Namibian people were also like, you know what, let's follow suit. And
And there are also, I'd say there are a lot of people that helped us out in Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
Because they felt like there was also like there was a vacancy for that kind of music even in the South African soundscape. You know,
yeah,
because
definitely.
also, like, if you check out like the music news is there, it's also like conscious music, political music and like commercial music. So there's this battle going on. So a lot of people like Mangaliso and Lenif and those people felt like they worked really hard to
Yeah.
to
expose,
break that
yeah.
niche
Yeah.
in Cape Town. So I think like in terms of that, they're very instrumental in
They were,
terms
yeah,
of bringing
indeed.
out. So I think we came up on that whole Cape Town conscious hip hop
Yeah.
group type of steezer.
Because that's when we fell in love with you, when we recognized, well, Cape Town in South Africa is feeling these boys.
Yeah,
Why? How
exactly.
come they from home and we're not in that? And how is the Namibian crowd reacting now? In the beginning, it used to be like the what you call that garlic and flowers stage.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's scooping awards at the numbers.
In the beginning, it was a lot of like the artsy folks.
Yeah, artsy
you know,
fartsy
it was more like a niche group, a niche
Yeah.
market. But now I think the masses are kind of like they're into it, man.
What's
they're
their
really into it.
response? How they?
It's
What do
been
they say
crazy.
to
I
you?
mean, since we dropped this on Monday,
Yeah.
it's been phone calls non-stop, man.
Dah.
It's been difficult
Because
to
we
deal
love
with.
us a BB, man, guys.
yeah.
I'm telling you, ever since you scooped the award, it's just been sky high from there.
It has been.
Yeah.
Man. It's been like a snowball effect for us, really.
Do you have any artists we're featuring on the Black Colonialist album?
We have a few artists, a couple from Cape Town. I mean, we have Youngster on the album yet again. We just really like his style and just the person that he is, so we decided to throw him on
He's
as
also
well.
a
We
friend.
he's also a homie of ours, so yeah. We've got Harry from Kenya. He jumped on a jam called Wayward Soul, which is pretty dope as well. We really felt like his style of emceeing and his lyricism really suited us well, because I mean that's what we pride ourselves on.
Any music
And
video?
Stardust.
Oh, sorry.
And Stardust from Nam as well. I
Stardust?
mean, they swooped
Yeah, I
the
get that.
numbers.
That makes sense.
When we won one
That makes
award,
sense,
they
yeah.
won like 15 of them. So we were
like,
like, we're gonna jump on your wave and kind of use that.
That's our biggest feature, maybe. Three
Yeah,
songs.
definitely. They-
Yeah.
We just had a really great chemistry in studio.
And then we
you know.
decided
Even
to
sound wise,
just
the
work.
Yeah.
chemistry for me makes sense.
Yeah.
They're very talented.
They're very talented. Wow.
Okay.
They're very talented.
The reason behind the BV success in general is they, from the beginning, have thought outside the box. Have thought not necessarily we're going to make music that sounds like who or we're going to make music that sounds a certain way. They have a certain direction they wanted to go in. With the first EP, they wrote according to that, and that was their success. And this time with the Black Colonialists, they built on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the foundation.
That was
And
the
we just kind of took this further and really.
So I think
Yeah.
for generally like I know of a few that are starting to get into their own,
Break
but
away
essentially it's a thing of we need to sort of free ourselves from that whole mindset of okay, this is what's hot now, let me
Yeah.
go do that, let me
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of just doing something that
Feels comfortable.
feels
to you.
comfortable to you.
from the, absolutely. Yeah, no, that makes
Maybe
sense.
like a self-belief in your
Yeah.
own.
How do we encourage
Ideas
that?
and
Because,
concepts,
You
I
know, like
guess.
in our industry, it's, there's a whole lot of things that we're missing. We are missing a whole bunch of things. We're missing uniting artists. We are missing collaborations, which are hot. The two big forces, whether it's in hip hop and kwaito, hip hop and house, coming together and just creating a blast of a showpiece. We kind of missing that. But I mean, you guys are also just artists. I think maybe we could talk to other people about that if you don't have anything to say on that.
Yeah, but I also think like I'm just trying to think about how things were when we were coming up, and like every time I leave Namibia and I come back, I'm always really impressed by how far we're getting. You know, for instance, like there's some like the grassroots movement. They have poetry workshops for kids that are aged between like 8 and 17, and just having to listen to some of the poetry that those kids are writing, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I think Namibia is really a place of like mass opportunities, because I think our liberal framework and our democratic framework and our political framework is really stable enough for these kinds of subcultures to pop off. I mean, I go to Comas Down and I drive around there and I see kids like with skateboards and like doing all these kinds of things, like being mad alternative. Like back in the day, like it was really hard to find places where that sort of thing can be nurtured. But now these kids, they're all in their little groups and they're listening to metal, they're doing graffiti, they're writing poetry, they're writing just literature. So I think in as much as we could say we have you know, there's much work to be done. I think we also need to acknowledge just how much of these things we're seeing. My only concern is that I don't know about the greater parts of Namibia,
Yeah.
because I think
Yeah.
it would be a stronger movement if it was in concert with all the other regions and not just like
yeah.
Vinto
Central,
come out there.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
True.
yeah.
My man over here is heading back to Europe for a few months, but he'll
Okay.
be back in October,
Okay.
correct?
Mhm.
So we're really planning for October to really have our first
Yeah.
album launch in
Yeah.
Namibia.
Okay.
We're looking
Boogie-
to perform at Boogie Boutique in Cape Town,
Okay.
probably around
Well,
the
I'm
same
sure
time.
there's
It's
a lot of-
October.
It's
A lot of
October
folks are
as
going
well.
down to Cape Town on a daily basis, so yes, there will be something we can do. No doubt.
Yeah.
There's students out there too. So,
Yeah, students
yeah.
out there too. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna check you only when man.
When man comes
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
yeah.
alright.
I mean,
I guess.
otherwise you're gonna have
Okay.
me on the stage
Yeah,
doing Nico's
we-
poetry, box verses,
No, yeah, we understand. We
We're
understand.
mad on that.
We
whole-
understand, yeah.
elusive
Because
kid.
I think
Daft
that just
Punk
one thing is like just
style.
pushing it, just really letting people know that it's out there. You know, sometimes
yeah.
social media doesn't do the far reach.
Yeah,
That's true. I
Yeah.
mean, look,
So-
I'll tell you now that okay, online obviously we're gonna have the whole shebang, the whole iTunes, Spotify, digital stores,
All of that.
but we're in negotiations with distributors like in the Swakopmund and in
Absolutely,
Katima
yeah.
and all these people.
Yeah.
So people we could trust, so it could be merchants, so we could spread that music out there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as it stands, BV is you know, it's kind of like an elitist brand.
Yeah.
The only reason
No
it
doubt.
survives is because the Namibians like exclusive things. They love
Exclusive
elite
things,
things. But
yeah.
like we're definitely gonna go out to the Swakopmund and the Wolfish Bay and Katima, because they're quite they're strong hip hop communities
Yeah.
there.
exactly.
You know?
Especially like
Exactly.
Root Town, I'm telling you, man. They're listening to
Exactly.
Mad BV.
Yeah.
The boys
Yeah.
are getting inspired. Artists
Yeah.
are being inspired by what you guys are doing. So
Definitely.
by the time you probably get back from Europe, then you'll see more changes.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
wear.
So, but for now,
Nah,
it's just
true.
like the social media.
Yeah.
We'll sort of keep everyone up to date in terms of where it's at. Like
Yeah.
right now, we're probably gonna move into a bunch of the local spots here,
Mm-hmm.
and also just like have coyotes, like just
Mm-hmm.
people.
Riding around town, selling it out the
With
backpack.
backpacks and
Yeah,
stuff.
straight up. I mean,
It's independent.
Yeah, it's
man. an
independent, so, I mean,
movement, so
you kind of take ownership of
Do you
it.
guys
as
have a
well.
thing like against jukeboxes? Because I've
Jukeboxes?
never seen
I've
a
always
BB
wanted
album.
to be in a
That would be so
jukebox.
sick.
And I've always
never
wondered,
thought
like,
about that.
I go to the Shabin
Yeah.
and then there's no BV.
but
like,
there's
I heard the story.
one-
I heard
yeah,
the story.
yeah,
Like
same
you
here.
know, I heard
Yeah?
the story
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there was a
one of the
a
homies that
Shabin.
now a homie of mine close to, I can't remember what his bar is, but he put our
yeah.
RTF in his
Okay.
jukebox. But
Yeah,
Take it out more. Yeah.
yeah, we
quite
should be
crazy. We
on
should
more
do
jukeboxes.
Jukeboxes.
I think
I agree.
DK, I think
I
he's
agree.
a jukebox master. He'll get us.
All right, last question. What are you guys listening to right now? What's playing in your cars?
My
What's playing on your
album.
radio?
Oh yeah.
Nah,
All
I'm
right,
playing.
that
I'm
makes
joking.
sense.
I'm joking. Like we've heard the album over a million times already. So I mean, I don't think at least myself, I
Yeah.
don't really play it in the car. But I do. You know, I got it on the phone in the headphones now and then.
Want
But
to listen to that one track? Just
what
at
I'm
one
listening
time?
to now. Wow, what am I listening to right now?
It could be local.
Joey
it could be
Badass, that
international.
Asher Roth, Anderson Paak,
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
just those kinds of jams, man.
All right.
Really.
Yeah, man. Kate Ranada,
Kate Renada,
Mick Jenkins,
Selection, all of those dudes, man.
All right.
Kavinsky, Blood Orange.
BB, we love you guys.
Thank you so much. We love you.
love
Thank you
support.
for
Love the
having us,
tribe.
man. Wow.
What
We
you
love
guys
the
do,
tribe.
we are so proud to have Namibian boys out there representing,
Thank you so
Our-
much.
doing what they love, and we feel it. We
I
feel it.
appreciate
Just
that.
the fact that you guys come back with another product for us, that shows us
Oh,
that you
no,
care as well.
absolutely.
So
We
How
do
we
could
got
indeed.
your
I-
backs
how could-
110%.
how
Well
could
worth
we
the wait.
not?
Go out and get it, man. Black
Yeah.
Colonialist, Black Vulcanite. Check it out.